Didn't expect you to read it now. I haven't looked. I'm not doing it now, so if I miss it, I miss it.
So Clacky's on a out already here. And I don't think Clacky should miss from here.
No, I agree with you, mate. This red flies between the two yellows. It's all about transition once again to black because he's got these two reds at the bottom. You would assume that one at the bottom left is last and the black in the middle. After he just mops these two up here, if you can get just off straight, or just like a little bit angle, just to stun nice and straight on this red on the right side rail. So pop this, get just off straight.
That's a great job.
That's overhit a little, I think.
Yeah,
perfect. No, you're right. He's perfect. As you can see, he's like lining up. Okay, where's fairly straight? Because I just want to drop this in.
Just stun across a little bit.
And he has. That looks good. Even if he just stuns this in, it doesn't really matter. In fact, you want to stun this in. You want good queuing at your last red. I don't think Clack has actually ever won the Victorian title before. I know he's won doubles. I don't think he's won a singles before. But I'll stand corrected if I'm wrong. I don't mind that. A lot of years to cover. Well, as it turns out, Matty, he probably didn't stun across enough because you really want to be really straight on that, didn't you? You didn't want to have to judge the cannon. Still okay, of course. Played it well.
Bit of a kick there. But he should be fine here.
Clacky to open the account. Makes no mistake. And I'll tell you what that does do. Let's say he misses that out and then Tem wins the frame. Tem feels like a god and feels like things are flying, doesn't miss. What it does though is instantly apply a small amount of scoreboard pressure. Now that might not mean much this early, but it'll just be interesting to see if Tem pots a ball off his break. As we see Katrina hit the cover off that red and send it halfway back up the table where Kolbe gets it right near the bulk line, and I think that'll be... See what I mean? He's tried to probably just make sure, you know what, I'm going to smash this, get a ball in. He might have hit that slightly less power than normal if he had won the last frame.
This should be 2-0 for Clacky.
Just this black, Matty. I assume you're looking at yellows.
Yeah, yellows.
Just this black. Do you think there's gap? Do you think it goes, or do you need to disturb it?
I think he needs to disturb it.
Tell you what, though, you've got this ball on the bottom right-hand side of the table, the left of the two. If you can just sort of get anywhere centre table, the natural angle to just bump the red, you're guaranteed to be on the ball, and you get the separation you need. That's the shot I'd be playing for as soon as possible.
I like the yellow closest to the black spot, playing that in the centre and screwing into just the middle of the two reds.
But you've got to land perfect on it. Whereas my shot, you can land in like this whole area of centre table. Your shot, you've got to land perfectly behind it on the right angle. So I reckon that's overhit.
He's landed on it. You might have enough angle to screw into the black here, but that is still very dangerous.
I just really like if you've got to get a little, and you don't have to get much separation. It's only a small amount. Well, here you go, Matty. Here's your shot. It looks perfect.
Yes, it does.
I just like, see, this is a stun shot, which means you have to execute it correctly. The shot that I've suggested is natural angle. There's no execution required. It's plain ball. You always know the angle. It's always going to be the same if you play a plain ball. With a stun shot, if you hit it slightly higher than what you want, slightly lower than you want, you get a different reaction off the white. You don't get exactly the same movement as what you would expect. You could play a stun shot at an angle 10 times and get, 7 different results. As Kolbe misses the ball by 4 foot.
I like this shot because if he hits the red, he's on the bottom 2 balls to the right corner, and he's hit it perfect.
Yeah, I mean, now that because he's landed on it, you've got to play it. You've got to play for the top one here too as well. Go play high on this shot. Don't just play for the bottom ball. Play high and go to the other one. Yeah, it's perfect.
Play the bottom one in the bottom left and then come up.
I'd play the one on the right here. Unless his angle's perfect, to play the one on the left. But I know how you're thinking. You're thinking that the transition from the ball on the right's perfect to the black. But I just think his angles, it's not a natural shot. He's got to control it well. That's why I think he's taking this. He rolls this in, and then he knows if he stuns anywhere to the right side of the table.
Yeah. Even if he comes off the bottom rail and then off the side rail.
Yeah, well, I basically punching this off 2 rails. So use some left-hand side and just make sure you really clear that area and get right across the table. Well, he just says, shut up, I'm going to play this absolutely perfect and land fat and go 2-0 up.
2-0.
Well, so far, faultless pull from Paull Clack.
There you go.
What's your opinion, Matty, being young of age? Why do we watch women's 8-ball in comparison to men's 8-ball and we see 25 shots of frame on the women's pool and we see clearance after clearance on the men's? Why is that? Tell me why. What's your opinion? Don't be afraid to upset the viewers, mate. That's what I do every day.
I just think women don't like
You cannot be struggling. You have got an opinion. Every male that plays at a state level has an opinion on this. And if you don't put a microphone to your face, you can rattle it off in 2 seconds flat. That's the answer I want. Good shot there from Tem. My opinion is there's 2 opinions. I'll make it easy for you. One, it's a mindset. They just don't believe in themselves as far as they don't see the way to create outs by getting cannons on balls on rails or creating the angles required to land naturally on cannons and things like that. And number 2, it's purely a numbers game. There's not near the number of women that play 8-ball as what there is men. So you can't expect there to be as many freaks in women's 8-ball as there is men because there just simply isn't as many of them. The problem I have with that argument, though, is there is only a couple of women freaks that we've ever seen in the game. Yet we've seen like countless number of freaks in the men's game. So the ratio thing doesn't add up for me. And that comes back down to the mentality. It's a mentality. So Rio says to me that women can't think like men. Really? So you're saying it can't be trained in them? I mean, if I sit a female like say Isabella de Giorgio in front of a whole bunch of world level 8-ball streaming and saying, I want you to watch this and watch the way these guys go out and learn from it, are you saying that she... I think the other thing is the queuing as well. The queuing just doesn't seem to be there on most. Not so much cue power, but just the action itself. Like I look at the best female player in Australia, which has to be Lyndall Hulley because she's got the resume for it, and her queuing action is horrible. To be completely blunt, it's disgusting. Like she drops her elbow to her hip every time she plays a shot with any pace at all, yet she wins match after match after match. And that's because she takes the correct options, doesn't get punished for her mistakes by people that can cue the ball. Yet you look at someone like Kolbe, Elise Mabbitt, who have good cueists, they can mix it with the men better than what she can. So what you need is a combination of Lyndall and Kolbe or Elise, and then you've got your star player, you've got your Sue Thompson of Australia. And Sue Thompson has it all. She is the freak of the women's 8-ball game. Anyway, back to the pool. Katrina in trouble here on yellows.
I think she just kept potting and didn't pull up where the out wasn't on.
So you look at these reds here that Kolbe's on. I mean, surely you would have the mindset of you're going to go game here.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You can put the red over the hole if you absolutely want to.
I think you go for this red closest to the black, cut it in or over, and if it goes in, you're out. If it doesn't, your favourite to win the frame.
So the other thing do you think that do you think the girls tend to worry about missing more than the men? Like they worry about the consequences, and this could be more of the whole processing and the way things what Rio was talking about with the way your brain processes things. You don't think so? I know what spatial awareness is. This can go wrong, because the white ball's heading to a dodgy area.
I would have played that with bottom right. Tried to come
around the angles.
Around in between the yellow and red.
Now
she's got a long shot.
Tammy's actually about to get a frame on the... Was that... Oh, no, that was Clacky. Was it Clacky at the table? No, it's Tam. Should... I think he's got an angle here to get on the black in the bottom left if it passes. I mean, he's actually played the white to stun dead like that. That was his intention, so he obviously has an idea of what he wants to do. Good shot there from Kolbe.
She should finish this one off.
So this is the other thing, right? The natural mindset wants to land as straight as you can on this red because you want to make it easy, but you actually want angle. You want to come to the side rail and back across the table.
And that's perfect. Maybe you would have liked a little bit more
angle.
Touch
more angle, I agree. It's one of those It's one of those shots where you've got to just force it a little bit. Actually, you know what? You should just be able to play this with top and go across the table perfectly. Okay, so Tim's angle wasn't perfect. In actual fact, I think he's in real trouble here. I don't think this goes anywhere. Yeah, that was perfect. You're right, Matty. Does this triple go, maybe? It looks like the yellow's in the way on both accounts. Like it looks like the one over the left middle's in the way. It looks like the one in the centre of the table's in the way for the triple. Maybe the top right corner. Sorry, top left corner.
Kolbe goes up 1-0.
Even the yellow on the side rail looks like it blocks the double top left. So this just looks horrible.
He's looking to backdoor this.
Backdoor triple.
a hard shot.
Well, it's the only way. It's the only way you can create the angle. I'll tell you what, that's looking good. Oh, that's an excellent effort.
It's a great effort.
But I think Clacky will get on this ball along the rail for the train as soon as possible. And it's looking 3-0-ish. We'll find out probably in a couple of shots how good that 3-0 looks. That looks perfect to just run through and play on that, get on that plant straight away.
Bit short.
Oh, actually, it is a touch short, but I think it's okay because he'll probably be able to give it a little bit and come off 2 rails. You'd have to hit this really bad to not get the actual plant. There's 1-2 rails, and he's fine.
Great job.
So once again, wants to land just off straight on this ball in the middle after he transitions from this third last ball. Well, he got a horrible kick there. I think he's still okay.
I think he's fine.
Geez, he landed heaps straight on it. That kick was huge. It just threw the white up the table. Should still be okay. It's just
Donnie getting the coins out.
all it's done really is made the distance between the white and the yellow for the final ball longer than what he would have liked, and he can't be, because he wants to be really straight on it, so that way he can just stun it in and play the black bottom right. Now he's probably going to be playing a stun and playing the black bottom left instead.
Depending on how straight he is on it.
And Kolbe decides, I didn't like my opponent's ball sitting on the rail, I'll get it off.
Does he play the top one and screw back down?
No, you've got to play the ball in the middle. You've got to play the ball in the middle there. He's just rolling this in, is he? What's he doing? Oh, he's going off 2. Oh, his angle fooled me completely.
Yeah, now he's jacking up over there.
Yeah, I don't think he landed exactly where I wanted to be, but should still be okay.
It's a great job.
Plays for the middle. Couldn't have played it better. So 3-0 to Clacky, barring another giant kick that makes a miss happen like me. So Tim needs, just needs to get his foot in the door here and just get a frame of the ball to get rolling.
Kolbe snookered herself here.
You know that, this, I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm gonna, because this is what I do.
Criticize.
The luxury Kolbe is feeling right now, all right, she's 1-0 up, and the luxury that she's feeling right now, just knowing that she's going to get to the table again. She knows she's going to get to the table again. Like that must just feel so good. I just wish I could feel that way when I play these in a final. Like, I know I'm going to get to the table again. And she just knows she can pot this yellow. But to be fair, it's a pretty safe one to pot against most players here. Who broke that 10 dry break? Rio's buzzing about that. Well done. So, okay, so this is what I'm talking about. Katrina's just played a little nudge shot, but it's not advanced her position in the frame at all, and she's got another visit. And now we're going to see another tap, and it's done absolutely nothing except kill the other ball that she just promoted and given Kolbe a shot.
So
And this is what I mean. Kolbe can just go, okay, well, geez, I'm just going to get another 4, 5, 8 shots this frame. You know, if I'm Kolbe here, I pop the ball in the top right-hand corner and I just free up the red and just make it on. And say, well, okay, chop up again for me. Like, it's just, you've got to stamp your authority when you're playing out there. You can't just tap balls like that. You've got to put pressure on your opponent. You've got to play shots that actually advance your position to win the frame at the next visit. I know I sound critical, but if you want to get better at this game, you've got to start looking at these things. And far be it from me to say that I'm the best player on the planet, because I'm far from it, but I can see ways to actually advance your game. I don't think Clacky's going to be happy with that. Do you think he takes a double on Matty? Plain ball double. He has a natural angle then to just extract his last ball.
I don't think so.
What would you do? He's looking at it.
If I want to call a shot right, Jamie.
Yeah, well, I've got to get 1 in 25. And look at this. Kolbe has actually done exactly opposite of what I said she should do.
Potted all her balls first.
Yeah, and just left the crap ball to last and got the biggest result of all time. Tell you what,
I don't think that passes.
She's a genius at doing that. If that goes, it's huge. Looks like he's played a double. He's overplayed it a touch. Now Tem.
Punish.
It's a tough spot here for Tem, only because obviously these reds and black down the bottom here is tricky. He needs to obviously develop them.
She is overcut.
And this is what I'm saying. Now let's say she gets that ball out first and she still has 3 other reds on the table.
Tem has just gone in off on the other table.
I wonder how accurate this plant is. I think it's too thick, isn't it? Black on yellow on black on yellow is too thick.
Yeah, too thick. And when you're playing that, you're actually leaving the other yellow sitting there.
Well, I would play it on the left-hand side, and that way you'll actually move it a little bit. But then you risk having to be on one ball. So Clacky's decided on it. Do you think he'll come bottom rail and into him? That seems to be a better option.
Or into that red on the black spot.
It's not bad.
A little bit of a result there.
I think you screw off this and you don't pot the black in the middle. It's all about being on this last yellow, just have a shot at it.
It's a great shot.
You think it's on?
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, I'll tell you what. If
He did not take his time on that.
No, if that wasn't actually straightforward, that's a poor shot. And this could be
Tem's comeback.
potentially, obviously barring a big shot coming up here.
One
He
good
can't just
one.
roll this in. He's got to punch this. He's got to get position. Oh, this is what Clacky does. That's what he does. What a freak show shot that is. That's a big shot. And this is what makes this man on screen so dangerous right now. You think you're a chance, and then suddenly he just pulls out the big shot. He tends to do that a lot in the middle of outs. Like, it looks like he's not going to pot out, and then suddenly he plays one shot, and then suddenly everything's on. And it hits you from nowhere. He's actually very good at that. So Katrina has worked her way back into this frame.
Do you think Kolbe will get back to the table here?
Yes. I'm serious, I think she will. I think this ball, bottom left of the 4, will cause the problem, and I don't even know what that is. But she has that ball that I just spoke about inside the yellow over the hole, but doesn't want to catch it thick, because if she does, she'll kill the yellow unless she plays the pace.
And that is just...
This chop is thin. I don't know how thin it is.
No, she's fine.
Looks thin to me. She's checking the wide angle.
Play this in the middle, check side, come back down, play the black in the...
Check side. So you wanted to play this at pace with check side thin. You're not asking for much. Jeez, it wasn't that thin after all, was it? It was half ball. She's hit that nearly half ball. Oh, my judgment skills are terrible. And she may have actually left herself just the perfect angle where she's just got to hit the black and it makes it, it's on.
You know.
It's one of those shots where, yeah, just hit the amount of black you can and it goes in.
And
Overcuts it. And we'll still win the frame. Katrina's just got to play one well-judged cut into the centre, get the can on the yellow, push it towards the corner, should be okay.
And that's got
misses.
Should be right though.
And this is what I mean, like, you've got to get that shot right. So the natural angle missed the cannon, so you know you've got to slightly overcut it. And I don't, for people at home that are learning the game as well, so let's say that shot there that Katrina played as an example, and you see these sort of shots a lot, where people, the mentality of when you're potting a ball is, I need to pot the ball in the middle of the pocket, because that's what you always want to do. You want to pot it in the middle of the pocket so that way it goes. But there are times where pinching the pocket is required, and the pot will still go very comfortably, but will completely change the dynamic of the white and the direction it travels. And that shot that Katrina just had there was a perfect example, and that is a sensational shot from Katrina. Give credit where it's due. That is a big shot.
Has had a massive out.
Tem has just played very large, and we've had multiple largeness. That's a very big shot for Katrina, and I'll tell you what, 1-1, she will actually be feeling 10 times better, and Cole will be feeling sick, because there was a frame that after you miss that cannon, probably had no right to win after playing it, well, so badly, I guess you could say. Even a half ball would have been fine. You would have fat on the ball in the middle.
And Tem has got a ball.
He broke that very badly. He flew off the side of the pack. But you would imagine he'll take reds. Plenty of cover, and just wants to try and develop his bad balls as soon as possible here. Ops the lab. Look, I did look at this shot as well. Thought it might be a possibility. Only reason I didn't mention is because I really like the idea of attacking that frame while you've got so much cover and just opening your balls up and applying pressure, especially at 4-1 down. Is it 4-1 or 3-1? Must have missed a frame. Another good shot there from Katrina as well. Got herself right amongst the balls. Clacky's tried to say, well, you know what? You can cover that ball, kick the black out. Doesn't manage. And if I'm Clacky here, I'm thinking to myself, well, I've got to clear this yellow that's near the red over the bottom right, because Tem's got a couple of sort of dodgy balls still to play.
Is it worth putting Tem's red ball over the hole up the top?
That's what he's going to do.
I'm talking about the other red.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice of shot, though. I think he's...
Tem's still in control.
I mean, both pockets off of control, didn't they? But he might be just hoping for a bit of overcommitment here. Yeah, chop this thin, is he, and get the can on the other 2 balls. Yep. Good shot. How's his luck?
Killed another yellow.
I think he's okay. Can he get... I think if he can get to the ball over the hole, he may commit. I think they're all on.
He's committing.
Yep, they're all on.
And he needs to clear these balls up.
There's a little soft stun centre table here. Yep, that's nice. I mean, the big key here is this ball that's over the middle. You want to leave it last so you can just drop it in dead weight, and then you've got the cut on the black. It's tricky availability-wise because of that yellow, but you see him now going, okay, if I land sort of pretty much replace the red with the white, am I on the black? The answer is yes. But now it's all about transition to it from the last couple of balls. And here comes the big shot. And this is one of those shots, Matty, where I was talking about pinching pocket. You can pot this and accidentally pinch pocket, like by overcutting it. If he does that, he's a chance to snooker himself with the yellow because the white will throw too wide. So you've actually got to pot this clean. Unless he plays a run through, of course. Oh, he's picked a gap. I tell you what, I don't know if he played exactly with that, but he'll cop it. The problem here is I don't think he can get on the black. I think it's turned out horrible for him. I don't think he can hold.
Might have to skewer out over towards the other centre.
Yeah, see where he's putting his cue. He's like, where do I have to land to actually have a shot at this? And he's got to give it a bit. I don't know how far it's off the rail, but if he tries to punch in too hard, he may spit it. Do you know what? The more I look at the way he just played that shot, I think he tried to cannon it yellow. Oh, he's played that well. I think he's just... if he's not on it, he may be able to use a bit of left-hand side and flick it in. He's straight down on it. I think this is on. It is on. It goes in. 4-2. So Tem says, I don't care about your 4-0s, Clacky. I just do comebacks. Only issue, Clacky has a couple of breaks up his sleeve. I've said that so many times in these live streams, especially these long matches where people get big deficits.
Kolbe here with 2 shots.
No, that was that yellow hit.
No, but she hit the red, didn't she?
Oh, what's she on?
Kolbe's on reds.
Oh, okay, we'll be 2 shots then.
I think Kolbe's on reds. I don't think you would have played that if you're on yellow.
Yeah, true. Oh, doesn't get a good split. And I'll tell you what, I reckon that's to actually to Clacky's advantage at the moment. Tam's just run a couple of big racks and slow it down a touch. And Tem has openly admitted, not a massive fan of the tactical game. Would much rather pop balls. Oh, he's over chopped it.
And he's got
Fluked a red, and I'll tell you what, I reckon I'd be buzzing about that if I was him. I would want reds here.
Actually, I wonder if that plant goes at the bottom of the pack, just past that yellow. Because if that does...
Tell you what, if you don't see an out here or you can't develop one, you get yourself in trouble here. Maybe he may crash through this. I don't reckon that plant you're talking about goes, man. I reckon it goes into the red that he's sort of on, you know.
I think it goes, actually.
I reckon it hits the red that he's about to play now. Then it'll go.
Obviously.
Oh, and he's played it too. I tell you what, he's played that well. Picked a gap nicely. You know what though? If he had a cannon that yellow, just a little bit, he could have played it low and then gone into him and opened up the red that's to the right of the black. Yeah, there you. Oh, he's played that to a tee. Oh, that is desperately unlucky.
That is actually very unlucky.
Geez, you want to cast criticism. He's overhit it, but geez, that's hard to judge. That's a tough gig to land that hard up. I think it goes the right middle. Kolbe gets a massive strawberry result as far as the white's concerned. Oh, he doesn't want to be on the rail. Tell you what, he's got to thread a needle here. This is a big shot. He's got to. His pace is more important than anything. Like he's got to thread that needle. He's got to land on the left side rail, and he's got to get the pace perfect. And I think he even
actually it goes into this bottom right corner.
Does it? Oh, okay. Do you think he needs to use a touch of right hand side on this, mate? Do you think it's a bit thin, or do you reckon the natural angle's there?
Touch of right.
Touch of right hand side when you can't actually hit dead centre of the white, because he's sort of queuing high on this because of the rail. This is a tough shot. That's why he's jacking up. But jacking up makes it hard too. He's gone to double. That's sick. We'll say one thing though. If he had got the double, the white wouldn't have done exactly what it did. Would he have still landed on it, got the cannon? Don't know. But it would have slightly been different angle. Might have been better. Couldn't get much better than that though.
Kolbe's just played a really weird shot. Playing Katrina's ball up to the top. Wow. Great shot, Tim. Great shot.
Sick shot. I'll tell you what, he's starting to get rolling, isn't he?
Few pots out here.
It's like he's just decided to throw caution to win because he was 4-0 down. He's just said, oh, well, you know what? Might as well just start having a dip. And you know what? Sometimes that works out. This double's going to be large.
I cut this into the centre.
I reckon they roll away from the centre. Oh, what a shot.
Great shot, Tim.
What a sick unit right now. And this is 3-4. As Katrina misses.
That is a great out.
Tell you what,
Tim will be buzzing right
this has actually been, if you go back and watch all 7 of these frames have been played so far, it's been a pretty high quality final. There's been some good outs played. Meanwhile, 1-1.
Kolbe's in a lot of trouble here.
We've just had 7 frames to 2. Kolbe gets a big kick, but I'll tell you what, she hasn't worked it out yet, but it's actually to her benefit. She has not realised it yet.
Has got a ball and landed in the jaw.
Look at this, Kolbe has just landed. She's upset and she's landed perfect for the cannon on the red along the bottom rail when she pots this ball in the middle. It could not actually be better. If she had to run through further, it would have been worse for her. Well, she's never got a kick before. I'm a kick genius. I'm the kick master. You watch this. She'll cut this in, and this will be perfect. And she'll be like, "Oh, what a kick!"
Doesn't want to overcut it like Katrina did before.
Yeah, she'll hit cushion first.
Wants to undercut it.
I reckon plain ball, like centre pocket's actually perfect here. Oh, look at this. Nah, she hit too thick. Maybe the kick did. Maybe I was wrong, mate. Not unusual for me to be wrong. What do you like here? Do you like to flick off this red to judge the pace? Do you like the middle ball behind, or do you like just playing the ball on the right-hand side for the snooker? They've all got to be judged right pace-wise.
This is your best option here. I feel like you can control cutting off this thin, because then you got the jaws to play with.
Yeah, I agree with you. She's going for. She's playing middle ball.
Mm-hmm.
She's left it.
Don't like it. Ooh, that's slowed up a little bit. Straight down on it.
Yeah, straight down on it. Must be on. Yep. Oh god, she could fit it. She could actually play that. Oh, that's actually sick.
I think
You play that another 25 times, you'll never do that.
I think she should have took more time on that.
Do you know what I think, Matty, to be honest? I reckon, and I bet you if you rewind this at home, folks, I bet you any money when she played that, the white ball curved to the side rail and made her take it accidentally cushion first. And I'll tell you what, if she doesn't pot this, which the odds are she won't, because it looks pretty tough, this is what you call a potential strawberry. She put Kolbe under pressure here, though, with that way she's put that black.
Play this one up the rail.
Yeah, I like
just
the
top
full
through.
commit. I like the full commit on this shot.
Goes in, you go in. Oh,
Clacky's
Clacky.
starting to feel the pump now.
Oh.
Gee, she couldn't have hit that much better.
When I played a ball up there against Clacky, and it dipped out at last second.
Oh, Tim's in lockdown now, just saying, you know what, take this pocket, Clacky, have some more pressure. And you know what, can't blame him, that red near the black is horrible. Like, it's just, it's very difficult to
Does
develop.
this black go underneath the red? No, that's
Oh.
missed by a kilometre.
And this is, well, this should be frame, really. Meanwhile, in Cluckyville,
Too straight.
I'm actually just trying to see a transition, Matty, to this. Well, the only thing I can really see is to land just sort of just above the black, chop the yellow in the middle, and get the cannon on the red, yellow. Either that, or I'm trying to lock down the red a bit more. Big screw shot coming up here for Kolbe. Unless she wants to stun for the corner. Oh, that's not a good shot from Clacky.
He's not going for the out here, is he?
I think he was. I think he accidentally stun run through that instead of topped it, and he wanted to land pretty straight on the double. That's a great shot from Kolbe. Excellent cueing. And this is what I mean. It's like she's had like probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 more shots than she was entitled to that frame. And she's ended up winning it. In my opinion, if I'm Kolbe, just keep opening up your dead balls. Just keep opening them up. And you know you're going to get back to the table. Don't try and leave your dead ball till last and then develop it. And then leave yourself nothing. Just get it out early. I know it sounds horrible, but it's just the flavour from what I'm seeing in that match. And Tem's just...
I think Tem's he's obviously tried to pot that.
Yeah,
The out's on.
Yeah, obviously that red goes onto the red below the black. But Clucky's still faced with a tough gig. I'll tell you what too, Clacky loses his frame, goes 4-all. Tem's a massive favourite momentum-wise. But you can just sense something special about to occur.
This isn't easy. Good double kiss.
I think he's playing the plan, isn't he?
No, he's actually played that very bad. He's actually opened up for Tem to go up here.
Surely he's not going to play the ball over the hole.
Hopefully not.
See, I'm not even playing the plan here, Matty. I'm going to play this red that's over the hole, the other end of the table, not this one. I think this is
This is crazy.
This is crazy. So he's now relying on landing perfect on this last. Oh, actually, you know what? He's only got to land left side of the table. It's not that bad. It's actually probably all right. How's his angle? Yeah, it's good. So he's just flick this in with a touch right hand side to make sure he clears the centre. The only thing he doesn't want to do is land on the side rail. That looks good. That looks really good. So now he's got a little stunning for the middle.
Going to 4-roll here.
So Tem Dixon, one black away from the 4-all and massive momentum going into this final frame. And I'll tell you what, he looks to be queuing sensational and not really missing too, so.
While we see Kolbe on an out here.
Just shot there, just get a little straighter on it.
I think she's perfect. She's running up for it.
I reckon she's going in between yellow and red. Oh, sorry, red and black.
Yeah. I'm just rolling it in like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Misjudged again. Good job, solid.
Do you play this yellow off the red, or do you just pot it?
Well, I mean, you've got to transition to your next yellow to transition to your final yellow, and to me, it looks like she hasn't got a good angle for either. Like the way I look at it, you want the white ball to be pretty much where the yellow is now, or back a touch, you stun the other one top corner, and then you're playing for the other one to the bottom right last.
Or safety break by Clacky.
But you're playing a couple of long range shots here. She's played your shot, Matty, but what's the next easy ball? Do you know what I mean?
Rolling this up the top and playing yellow down here at the bottom right.
So what you're saying is you sacrifice position by giving you a harder shot just to push a ball down to the other corner. I would much rather have played this, been straighter on this than have an angle to roll it.
I think that's where doubt comes into the girl's mind. And she has missed that.
This is what I mean. She gets straight on that, punches it in. Probably doesn't miss it.
And look, while here, Clacky is broken. Left himself,
my God! Look at the reds.
And he does not want to nominate yellow here.
Well, you
he's
can't.
going to be on him.
That is actually, you know what? I've watched a lot of breaks. Obviously, that got to be the unluckiest break I think I've ever seen, ever.
I think he has to go for the nominate red and go for the thin cut down here onto the other red.
Do you think you can hit it? Well, then you're right. There's no way you can nominate yellow as a snooker here. It's death. You've got to chop this red.
No, he's got it. He can hit it.
He can hit it. He can hit the red. You've got to chop this down to the other one.
He's not.
No, he's not lining up the back door.
He's not going for a double here, is he?
Yeah, I agree. Big shot this. Oh, wow.
Does he hit the yellow there first?
So what did he hit? Can you replay that, Dan? He's obviously nominated reds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he would have just dropped in for a snooker. God, that was a stiff ball. I've never seen anything like that break. 2 balls over the hole just cause death and don't be on anything. What's Tem doing? Oh, it's open table, of course. Oh, I think he's made that black. Actually, you know what? Reds look dodgy. They don't look dodgy as such, but... The trickiest ball, obviously, this red ball just above the black. Just need to... Oh no, he's hit the red easy. I sense he'll get a little nudge on the black here if he's got the right angle. Just push it across the touch and he'll give himself so many options.
I think he's just going to roll this in.
Do you think the one... Yeah, do you think it goes in the middle, Matty? That one just above?
Yeah. No, he's coming up.
No, I reckon it goes in the middle.
You reckon?
Right now, I reckon you're playing both in the middle now. If this black passes the yellow, this is match over. It's done.
And that's it. Tem from 4-0 down. Coming back.
What a massive comeback this has been. And I'll tell you what, he's played some quality pool to do it too. I mean, obviously that was probably the stiffest break you've ever seen in your life, but it is part of the game. And I just don't see an error here. You can land pretty much where the white wheel's right now. You can overhit it that much. Oh, no, he's okay. He's got good queuing. He's fine. And Tem Dixon has won the state title from 4-0 down. That is a sick comeback. And Rio waddles her way over. As you can see on screen there, she smashes her tongue down his throat and says, "Well done, babe." As we focus on the ladies now who have finally got to their 4th frame.
3 frames in compared to 9 frames from the men.
And this is why we chose to concentrate on the men's first. We knew the girls would get their time. So what is the
It was the unluckiest break we're going to see when you've got both bottom bags. You've got to try and jag a red.
Oh, I'll tell you what, she's just played that. It's actually overrun a touch.
Really unlucky to land on the side barrel.
Yeah, she looked to cue it really well.
It's a great shot.
So Kolbe will win the state title very shortly. Kolbe, I reckon she'll give this a bit, and I'm going to make the call that she tries to put a bit extra power in this and slides off the side of the pack. Doesn't get a big split. Oh, she's hit it fat. No ball though.
She looks very crouched up on her break.
Yeah, look, she's experimented a lot with the break. And she had a good break going there for a while, but the problem with Kolbe's break is it relies extremely heavily on timing of her whole body moving, which obviously only takes one little bit of wrong movement the wrong way or whatever, and the timing's gone. That's why she slides off the pack a lot. But when she got smashed by Amy Beauchamp in England pretty much off the break, like Amy was potting like 3 or 4 balls off the break and clearing on her a lot, she got absolutely annihilated by her. She decided that she wanted to get a better break, but she hasn't really worked on it to do that. But she knows what she wants, but she just hasn't put the effort in to get it. And I'm sick of saying it, I really am, but I really do believe this girl on screen can do anything as far as winning world titles is concerned, but there are 2 things stopping her. One, she is a mental case upstairs, and number 2, her commitment to practice is just so wrong. But the ability is definitely there. Now, if you're Katrina there, right? What made you make that decision in 0.4 of a second to play that shot?
I don't know.
Like, don't look at the rest of the table, just hit the ball that's closest to it somewhere over there and block a red somehow. Like,
Whoa.
oh, that's found its way in. So see how Kolbe's picked up her speed around the table with her walk? This will generally mean that she's going to attack this frame and try and finish the match. Like, she's feeling good. Oh, God. Oh, you watch her cue there as well. Her arm, her front arm that she cues from. I think she just needs to drop the elbow a touch. It's actually amazing the benefit that gives you to get through the ball. Isn't Katrina right-handed? Katrina right-handed or left-handed?
She's left.
She's left-handed. Maybe that's her problem. I've been saying that about left-handers for years. Sorry at home if you're left-handed. And that is, I mean, yeah, it's not really anything. It's not really a good shot. That's to be fair. It leaves the pocket open.
Kolbe just says, yeah, you can do that, but I'll do this.
She's probably going to, you pop this with right hand side and leave the white ball under the reds.
Done exactly that.
Yeah, it hasn't quite got it perfect, but it's not bad. It still leaves it pretty tricky. But if you're Katrina, you don't play this red. You play the one on the right hand side of the table instead, and you play it down over the pocket, since that's what she's obviously showing what she wants to do. She wants to put the balls over the hole because she doesn't feel like this out is on.
It's actually a really good shot.
Play this top ball, Matty, on the left-hand side. That's your trickiest ball. But no.
I can't think of it because she's just potting out.
I think that red ball that I just spoke about, it's just underneath the 3 yellows that are left of the black. I think that's going to bring her undone, that ball. You need to land a specific area, either left or right hand side of the table, and you don't want to leave it as your last ball for transition to the black, especially if you land on the right hand side of the table.
She just seems to keep potting and doesn't really
Have a
where
plan?
she's landing. Yeah.
Here
She wants
comes,
to land a little bit high on this.
I think she's landed perfect. Just roll it in. That's short though.
That is short.
That had to come through. Although she still might be able to get through. But you are right, Matty. You have to feel that this has been made up as it's gone along. I don't think this was the full plan. Yep, it was. It was perfect. It's just a good out. But like I said, don't reckon it was planned from the word go. It's fallen into place nicely. A good out. And that was basically caused by a poor shot.
And here's the toilet break.
Of course it is. Oh, the 2020 shot clock's actually out. Gov's doing the 2020 on him, which is a good result.
Do you disagree with the 2020?
Oh, Matty, have you not been listening to my live streaming commentary of late? Did you not hear me at all at Big Guns? You didn't hear a word I said. I think I'm not against it, but I'm against the way it was brought in. A bunch of people said, yeah, let's bring in 2020 because a few people said they wanted it in without any data collected at all to prove that it was actually being abused at the time, or 60 seconds was being, 30 seconds and then transition 60 seconds was happening far too often to speed the match up. And I cast you back to last year's Nationals, which you were at. Did you watch the quarterfinals onwards in the Open? Tell me how many times you reckon, from memory, people went over 30 seconds, 40, 50 seconds, took a minute. It was just free-flowing. Don't get me wrong, I don't disagree with speeding up the match if it is running slow. But the only thing I can see it doing damage to is if you get a tough spot. We'll use that frame that Clacky and Tem were in, where the balls were over the pocket with the black, and you need some thinking time. All it can promote is bad choice of shot because you're rushed, which means you don't get to see the best possible pool.
I also disagree with it because you're playing 2020 here, but then you're going over to England and you're playing however long you want. You don't have roaming umpires, which is pretty disgusting for a world event.
Mate, you hit the nail on the head, and like obviously you being a world champion, I mean I went over there a couple of times. I'll never go back again. I was absolutely disgraced with the fact of how it was run for two reasons. One, no timing at all during the until you get to the finals when they actually do it right. And number two, the blatant cheating in other languages. Crazy.
Like for example, Luke Foster was playing Giuseppe in one of his under 23 matches, and Giuseppe was taking 2 minutes a shot. So Luke asked one of the sideline people to umpire, and Giuseppe fired up about it.
And that's just a culture thing. They're used to it over there.
And then they got like Joe Fano down, and nothing happened about it. So ended up being no timer.
Yeah, no, I just can't agree with that. But 60 seconds is plenty of time. It's not 40. I mean, where do you stop? Do you start in 5 years' time? Do people go, oh, 2020 is just too slow? Let's make it 15-15. Before you know it, you're at 10-10, and you've got to run around a table like you're on the gear. Like it's just crazy.
Back to the pool.
So, okay, Katrina has just eliminated the ball that had control. She has a dead yellow now she has to deal with. Could she pot anything other than that yellow over the hole?
I'm playing this yellow on the side rail.
Inside?
To hit the yellow into the rail and leaving the white on the bottom.
Yeah, same. Oh, look at this sick plan.
That's a great shot.
It's not a bad shot at all. Kolbe opting to just say, well, I've got a dodgy ball on the side rail, I'll get that off, and Katrina, you still have this dodgy ball on the right side of the table yourself.
I'm surprised she didn't double that to try and block Katrina's other yellow.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, Katrina's basically going to return favour and say, well, I've got heaps of control of this bottom pocket, I'll just get my dodgy ball out now.
Smashing it.
I think she tried to play it off the red, but look, she's got a good result. She's got it centre table. Hasn't left nothing. That was a good English by there, wasn't it? Hasn't left nothing. I'll tell you what.
Always in a fair bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, I look at this frame and I just stare 3-all in the face, but you just don't know what's going to happen.
Unless it doesn't go, does it?
I don't think this plan's on. Wow, that was closer to potable than I thought. So I look at these balls, right, Matty, and I think, okay, well, you commit here, go game.
If you're all male. If you're all male.
Well, yeah.
I think any male would commit here and go out.
I think Katrina will too. But, okay, straight away,
That's
this is the
not
wrong
your first
ball.
ball.
This is the wrong ball. She's just
There's a
canned it.
good
I'll tell you
shot.
what, she's potting everything. She's going off.
But she hasn't left herself much.
I think she's got the plant, the one that's just below the So she got sort of 3 in a row heading towards that bottom left. You got the middle one. I think she's on that for the plant. And actually, things will open up very nicely if she cans this. She has. She's accuracy is sick right now. She's actually getting everything spot on. And that's not easy to do on these tables playing fairly dead weight, because they do tend to move around a touch. And I really like Katrina stunning this in and give herself an angle to come off the rail underneath the yellow on the right, and then playing the plant. She's rolling it, is she? See,
Don't like it.
no, there's no position now.
She needed to stun that in and did do exactly what you said.
I wonder what she was. Maybe do you think she tried to stun it, just accidentally run through, or do you think she was playing for something else?
What else? I don't think you were playing for anything else.
Oh, that white ball has curved so much. Found it off. Kolbe's still in some trouble. Sussing out this middle pocket situation with these 2 dodgy reds. I wonder what the angle of this wide is if you play this plant. If you go into the reds or not, or whether you go into the yellow or skip underneath. It's hard to tell.
It'd be perfect if you could go underneath it.
Oh, she hit it so thick, yeah, really thick.
She almost needed to hit the rail first with that red to get under there to play that other red in the middle.
Yeah, agree. She has got a safety now though if she wants to play it. Like she's got this ball on the right side where she can basically sort of play half ball double. Just bounce it and just get the little snooker. That's what she's going to do. Yep, she's played a half ball.
Kick.
I think she's still okay. But just wondering when Kolbe bounced that red out, got the double kiss, if she cut this ball off to the middle, or whether it passes the red. I think it passes. And I don't mind playing it because the way Katrina's put these yellows, they look a bit tricky. Although I think you can probably get through to the bottom one. I don't know, I just think I'd have a go here.
What about this, Jamie? Playing off that top red full ball and knocking the black up to the other red.
Yeah, I like that shot too. Gee, she hasn't played that well at all. Your shot actually is the go.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that shot until you mentioned it. That is a very, very smart shot. I'll tell you one thing it does is though, it puts Katrina under the pump to make this out now. Okay, and I was just going to say, I could see exactly what she just did happening. Like, you got to play that with side and you can get the ball out. And now Kolbe's just got a massive favourite to win the match.
Unless something.
And this is what I was talking about. Just open your balls up. Just open them up.
Don't you wish you could do that in the man?
This is what I mean. You lose the match. Lose the frame, lose the match.
You have to go for the double E, don't you?
This black looks... she's playing off the red. No, she's cut it. Overcut it by some margin though.
Got fortunate there actually.
Yeah, she has left it a little dodgy, but Kolbe should be up to the task, one would think.
She should put out here.
She's got all her balls in the open. It's just this sort of opening shot.
She's played that very well.
No, actually, that's probably the worst spot you can land. The only way you could land any worse than that is put the white ball hard up on the bottom rail and slightly to the left. Taking this onto the middle. What a sick recovery shot that is.
She misses that. It's 3-all.
Yep. But that's what Kolbe actually does do. She plays big shots when she puts herself in trouble because she actually does it a lot. She puts herself in trouble because her white ball's questionable at many of times, but she produces big shots to keep herself going. She's very well renowned for it, and she believes in it herself. Like, she knows that her fault's her white ball a lot of the time, and she knows that she can play big shots to get herself back out of it. Why is she topping through this? Why the hell do you top that? Why?
She's
Oh, I know
lost
why.
herself to
Because she wanted to lose the white and play another big shot. So he wants to play this off the yellow. White ball travels between the black and the red. Cannons the yellow side rail, lands fat on the red, goes game. I don't know why she didn't stun that. That makes no sense to me at all.
No, the triples on.
The triple.
He's off the yellow. I have no clue what she just done. What the?
Just going to try and chop this across. Plays the
Disagree.
suicide shot. Now
I think she
Katrina.
has to go for that red inside the yellow
Absolutely, you
and
do.
try and knock it out. Seeing she played such a bad positional shot, the one before. Because this Katrina needs this in or over.
Well, over's actually probably almost enough here, you know, if she doesn't pot it. I mean, yes, she wanted it in to finish the frame, but that's it's as good as a win, isn't it? I mean, the only thing I can see here is you've got to chop the red across, and you've got to get the pace right, and you've got to land it on the back of the yellow. There's no other shot. Do you see a better shot?
You have to.
I think you have to. You've got to try and smother it. What's she looking at
This is
here?
a market. A similar market.
Oh, you mean catching the red just before the yellow off two into the middle.
She's not backdooring this, is she?
Oh, she's on it. Is she on this?
What's the point in that?
My God, that was crazy. I'll tell you what.
That's actually a result.
That is a massive result. This can go wrong.
And she's straight down
on it. God, have a look at it. Trust it. Yeah, look at this. Oh, it's slightly dodgy. Did that red go in as well? Oh, what is she doing? Oh, she's played it well. A little kiss for a result.
That's what you get.
And you know what?
What do you
Kolbe
reckon?
actually deserves to lose this match now.
Mr. the inner jaw. Straight in.
She seems to be potting pretty clean, Katrina. There is always a time discrepancy issue. Whose break? It's Kolbe's break, is it?
Kolbe's break.
Last time she got the 3-all, or 2-all, or whatever it was, she broke and went out.
Don't see that happening this time.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a little bit tense at the moment. She seems a bit upset with herself. Yeah, I think she knows she shouldn't be 3-all. She should have closed this match out long ago. And it's from what I can see, it's all been about options and choice of shot and white ball. You know what I mean? Like there's been a few.
She should have closed that out, really.
Yeah, that white
She's
ball.
had, I don't know why she topped it. Man, she's come
Hot
on.
racked herself. Pots of red.
Red's here.
You say reds, I say yellows. I like the number of soldiers at the black end of the table.
Yep.
20 seconds has been called. And Kolbe is taking reds, Matty, so she doesn't like me. Wow, she's actually pot that thick to follow the white. That's a good effort for the red to go in.
I actually think she's not very happy about that. The 20-second timer on.
Well, she was one of the ones that thought it should come in, so. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say that because I'm not. She was up. Yeah, she said she didn't care, and I actually felt that it'll benefit her once she gets used to it because I think she'll start to free fall a little bit because I really think she's too stop and starty, and I think what holds her back is her ability to have rhythm from shot to shot. Tell you what, she pots this in the corner, gets into this pack. Big chance. Oh, don't top it. She gets into it. No good. No good.
That's actually the first aggressive shot I've seen her play.
It was, she's bashed it in rather than punched it in, you know, like, you've got to get into that pack. I actually don't think she goes game now. It's too tricky now.
And she's killed another yellow.
I mean, you pop this yellow at the bottom and get out. But then you've got this one at the top, got the two in the pack. Does this go in the middle?
Doesn't go in the middle, does it?
So if this went in the middle, you wanted an angle to go into the little mini bunch again. Go on the double, I think. Where's it on? Go on the Crazy Town double.
And here we are again. She's just trying to pot balls with no execution.
Yeah, no thought plan of how to actually finish the match. Like, you got this yellow that's hard up on the black. What does she think she's going to do with that? Like, this is obviously she's going to try and put this over the hole. Whereas Kolbe, on the other hand, she'll be looking at these going, okay, what can I do here? And I actually think maybe, do you think that red passes the black to the corner? I think it definitely goes in the middle. Oh,
It's a bad miss.
well, she's walked away furious.
What about this, playing this yellow onto the red onto her other yellow?
Oh, that's a bad shot. If you're going to play that shot, play cushion first off the red. Kill the red at the bottom rail. So, Reece, do you reckon that red goes to the corner? Goes to centre, but not the corner?
Which red are you on about?
The one that's next to the black.
This one.
No, so it only goes to the left middle.
Do you reckon it goes to the middle?
Oh, where's this white ball going? Does not want it to be there. Oh, I think she snookered herself. I think she should be okay to come off the side rail, but I don't think she's in any immediate danger of losing the frame as long as she doesn't foul.
I don't think that red goes into the middle.
Oh, okay. Maddie says the red doesn't go in the middle either. Reece says yes, it does. I'm going to go and have a look. You guys are pissing me off. Oh, wait, does that red go in the middle? Nah, that, my opinion, doesn't go. You need to play with an enormous amount of right-hand side to square it up. This game is very, very much in the balance at the moment.
Probably just needs to. I think needs to cover this bottom pocket.
How's her angle, Maddie? Like, yellow, do you reckon it goes this red and she can get into the pack or not?
Nah.
Deep
actually,
screw?
maybe top.
Top with a touch of right hand side.
Yeah.
I don't. It'll throw to while you play it at pace. Oh gosh,
She's played that right.
she's actually lost the plot. Like, she's walking away, really angry with herself. Just
And
needs
that's
to
what you
settle down a
don't.
touch.
You don't really want to show your opponent that.
If you're Katrina now, surely you play this yellow. It's on the red. And just push it towards your yellow a little bit. Open up your ball. Put her under the pump.
I guess then Kolbe could play that other red on the bottom rail underneath.
Oh, what's going on there?
Jaw snooker.
I think she's just cleared the jaw enough.
No, jaw snooker.
Now she's going to play it. And she's going to put the black in Kolbe's
Like
territory.
this.
Play to pace.
That's just lost her the frame.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. Like, there's no thought about that. There's, just hit this.
She didn't even come around and look where she wanted to hit it or where everything was going.
How weird's this frame? You've just got a giant line of reds on the bottom rail. Like, no open pockets. I'm just trying to
cut this yellow up and down. What's it?
this is.
I see no point in
She's
fighting
going to keep fighting and play for a double on the black. That's what she's
hopefully
going
it
to
goes
do.
in.
Yep, pretty much. Tell you one thing I've got to say about Katrina. She just gives no cares. She just says, "Oh, God, what? There's no point in putting that over the pocket or putting it on the side rail." Now Kolbe can just kick one of her awkward balls off the rail.
Preferably one next to the black, you reckon, Jamie? Just bounce it out above the black.
Yeah, I know why she's not. She doesn't want to risk the table moving. So what happens is when she kicks this out, oh God.
When?
Well, look, you know what? I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt there and say that she just copped a small amount of drift.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, they do drift a lot, these tables. They're very tricky to play dead weight shots on, or long range, sort of slowish shots. Now she kicks this ball out near the black. Surely. But once again, she's probably worried about the drift. You know what I mean? It's hard to hit it full. Could double kiss it.
I'd give it a little bit here. Not too much. Say, even if it does pot the red over the hole, you still, with about how much you should hit it.
Yeah, be on the middle.
What is she doing?
Wow. Well, I'm not sure what's she playing for here. Did you just put that down to like a full brain fade, or what's the deal there?
I don't understand that shot at all.
Well, actually, you know what? Maybe she's tried to land high and play the ball over the hole on the left-hand side of it, and then play the train.
Then you still, the red could stay behind that yellow. Up behind the black.
But she's probably thinking, well, you know what? I'm not that stressed about it. If it does, I can promote it afterwards. She's got a really dead yellow at the top as far as if you leave it on the right-hand side of the
Katrina
train.
can get her yellow down here and make some interference.
You've got to bring it down.
She's double kissed it, that is no good.
Tell you what, it's better than what it could have been. It could have stayed on the bottom rail somewhere. Tell you what it does do is it forces Kolbe to think a little.
Do you have a dibby?
No, I don't. This is the thing. I get the white ball as hard up on the bottom rail as I can. So she has no cueing at the shot. Just got the flick.
I don't understand why she potted that ball over the hole.
No, I don't get it either.
There's 4 or 5 other better shots you can play.
She's still a massive favourite at this frame. Like, Katrina actually either needs to pull out a massive shot or get a crazy extraction off this yellow, which we know she's going to do. She's got to swing it around angles. And the way she's been playing, that shot's just not happening. So she decided to bring the yellow back up into this area of the table, which I don't mind. So once again, Kolbe's faced with this situation of what do I do as far as I don't want to give her any chance to get any kind of black shot.
She doesn't want to hit this thick, knock the black out.
She's dragged it. Played it pretty well.
She's giving her the angle.
Tell you what. I'm actually not sure she has. Oh, it's not ideal, this angle. It's sort of in between what you want. It's in between, isn't it? It's like you can't.
Maybe off the bottom rail.
Yeah, you got to force it.
What the?
I think that's a good shot. Well, actually, no, I don't. You play this across, get the disturbance.
Could go wrong there.
Yeah, it could go wrong. You know what, Matty? If you're going to play that shot, why not screw up the table? The white ball's going to be travelling a bit either up table.
Don't like it.
Oh, she's dumped the white, has she? No.
Did not like it.
Now I'm playing for the double kiss. God, this is actually a really tricky situation because, like, it looks really simple on the screen. You just go, oh, okay, we'll just roll up onto this red near the black and just put the white ball hard up on the black. But you are relying on the table being dead straight, and you're also relying on your cueing being perfect at the line that you choose to play it at.
And I wouldn't trust these tables.
Well,
That's very hard.
That's played well.
That is
Oh,
great.
she left it on. Has she left it on? I don't think it's on. I don't reckon that black is on. She played it pretty well, I think. Probably overhit a touch, but not too bad. Katrina's just saying, okay, what can I do with this black if I pot this yellow? Do you know what the answer is? Not a hell of a lot, but you know what you could do if you do pot this yellow, and I feel that you've got to go now because you may not get a better chance. She can play the black fairly full and play it sort of a safety shot. So you hit this fairly full, leave the white ball on top of the red, or just to the right of the red, leave the black on and put her under the pump. Just like this. I think that's the right shot.
I think she's needed a tiny bit harder.
Yeah,
I
you're
I
right,
think
just a
Kolbe
touch
can
harder,
get through to that ball.
Why you're even checking that ball, I do not know. It doesn't matter. I suppose a touching ball could matter.
She's not looking at coming underneath this
She's
black,
got to
is
be
she?
looking. She's got to be looking at putting the ball over the hole. Surely. No, she's not.
Kolbe,
You've got to chop this ball over the hole.
surely you're on that.
Yeah, now she's no. Oh, okay. Well, this is interesting. It's not bad. It's not bad. This is a big shot. You
He
cannot.
does play this up the top right. It dips in right at the last second.
Yeah, I know. I like what she's doing here. Half ball, take the white ball long. I like this shot. I like this shot a lot. She might have got the result with the ball over the hole too. I just think she's overhit it a touch. You wanted to stay bottom side of the table to put Kolbe under real pressure. You know what? I play the bottom ball and I take the white ball left side cushion and leave a really tough shot on the black. She's gone underneath.
No, I like that shot much better.
You like that more?
Yeah.
It was
Then you're
impossible to
giving
get
her-
hard up Chinese though.
Getting straight down on it again.
No, this is just going to get bashed, I think.
And kills
Oh,
the
gets a little result there with the black on the rail. Kolbe knows it too, I reckon. Just thinking, oh, why don't you leave that on?
Do you go for it?
Apparently, yes. Apparently, yes. See, to be honest, mate, oh, she's got a good angle. Perfect. Just stun across. I think I would have come off half ball for left-hand side, the ball in the middle of the table, take the white ball bottom rail, and try and get a snooker at the same time. But Kolbe said no, I'm going to back my ability. And you can't blame her. Doesn't want to overstun this and going off.
Possible. And
She's found the woodsy. She's done the woodsy.
oh my goodness.
It is exactly the same as woodsy. This is why I said you don't want to overstun that. This is woodsy all over again. Except it's a Victorian title, not an Australian title. I wonder how Woodsy feels about this shot being referred to the Woodsy every time it happens. Kolbe
needs
using
to
the
hit
parallel
this.
shift. She's going to smash this too, but she's using the parallel shift to get out of it off 2 rails. Needs a result, but most importantly needs to hit it. Tell you what, she hits this, I'll put her still with a big chance to get a result. Oh, that is so close.
It should be steaming.
2-1, it's much better 2 rails there. You have a much bigger chance of getting a better gap between the 2 balls. And it's easier to judge, believe it or not, than 1 rail, especially at pace, because it'll straightens up off 1 rail too much. Oh, look at this. Oh, she's got the biggest result of all time there. That was played terribly. But Katrina Defina will be our state champion, and Kolbe Poole will be absolutely killing herself. But at the same time, you can see there, she's very happy for Katrina as well. And
Kolbe had big chances in that match.
yeah, Kolbe are upset, but at the same time, she will be very happy for Katrina because that's what Kolbe's like. Anyway, folks, that concludes our state titles playoffs coverage. Hope you enjoyed it. And what do we got next, Dan? What do you got lined up next, mate? We might have a couple of weeks off. Dan might come and do some VPPL just for fun. No, just kidding. But yeah, I don't even know when the next tournament is. Anyway, keep an eye on Facebook. You know where to look, guys. I'm sure there'll be something coming up within the next month or so, and we'll see you then.